Ngiphinde nginamukele-ke kuhlelo lethu elimnandi le-Raising Babies 101 the Preschoolers Edition. Nazi ezimnandi siniphathele zona namhlanje. Okokuqala-ke sobe sixoxisana phela sibonisana njengabazali ukuthi iyiphi indlela-ke esingenza ukuthi phela ama-preschoolers wethu siwagqugquzele ukuthi hayi manje sesiphelile isikhathi sama-holidays sekuyisikhathi ukuthi sesikoleni. Then we explore the concept of stress. Are our preschoolers too young to be stressed? How do parents know if their child is suffering from it? Uma sesoyivala-ke la phela ngizobe senginibonisa ukuthi how easy peasy it is ukukhava-ke phela incwadi yesikolo. Good morning and thank you for joining me again for yet another exciting episode of Raising Babies 101 the Preschoolers Edition. Igama lami-ke uLindo umfana kwaSithole. Ngithi yimi-ke phela umaqhuzu-ke waleli hlelo. Kodwa-ke siyazi ukuthi phela kunini savala esikoleni. Nami phela umfana wami ngiyazi ukuthi masuke isikhathi sokuvuka ngiyazi ukuthi ngizoba nenkinga. Kodwa phela kubalekile njengomzali ukuthi ngizame ukumgqugquzela ngaso sonke isikhathi ukuthi ndoda phela manje sesiphelile isikhathi sokudlala sekuyisikhathi ukuthi sibuyele esikoleni. Ozobe sisiza-ke namhlanje ukuthi sizame ukucazulula lolu daba ukuthi ingane zibuyele esikoleni. Please welcome with me in studio Busisiwe Mhlungu, oyi-counseling psychologist. Sawubona sisonjani?
Ngiyaphila njani?
Ngibonga ukuthi uzivakashele kwihlelo lethu.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sacela ungitshele sisi, ingane kade ihlele emakhaya isikhathi eside. Usho ukuthi ngabe sizokwazi ukuzenza umqondo wabo ujwayele ukuthi hayi manje sekuyisikhathi phela ukuthi kiyo esikoleni.
Well, it's gonna be really hard. It's been a good 2 to 3 months when they've been at home. So it's really gonna take us a much greater time to teach them fall back to their school routine, teaching them about learning, reading. So it depends as well on whether is the child at foundational phase where they're still learning those basic skills. So if you think of a child who's very vulnerable at that age, certain things are forgotten at such a period of the lockdown where teachers and parents have to reteach the learners. So it's going to be really hard to see how they're going to adjust to, again, another different change.
Iziphi indlela nje singabazali esingakwazi ukugqugquzela izingane zethu ukuthi okay manje sekufanele ukuthi uye esikoleni ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi lo wami uma sekuyisikhathi sokuthi avuke ngiyazi ukuthi ngizoba nenkinga. So iyiphi indlela ekuzofuna ukuthi ngimprepare ngayo ukuthi hayi phula sekufanele ukuthi uye esikoleni manje?
I think it's important as well to remember ukuthi abantwana are also just like us adults. They need you to explain certain things to them and prepare them. So children work best with routine and setting a structure. So it's as simple as just sitting down with the child, preparing them and talking through, this new normal that we're living in. Ukuthi things won't be as normal as they were before, but you will be going back to school and these are the things that are going to change and be different now that it's a different world we're living in. So as long as you're having the constant conversation, nomntwana, and I think starting now, if you know that they're going back in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, start refreshing the school books, look at their books, see where they've the kind of work that they've been doing and reteach them so that even when they go back to school, they are at the same level with all the other learners.
Because bese mina nalo wami kade sesine routine ukuthi okay ulala ngalesikhathi so owami kulala ngo-7:30. Lala ngo-7:30 so ngenza short mebuya esikoleni ngenza zonke izinto ezibalekile homework ukumenzela ukudla umpreparela ahambe odlala for lo 30 minutes or 45 minutes kodwa manje sekushintshile manje akusekho kanjalo manje siyavuka ngo9 uyavuka ngo8 ulala ngesikhathi sakhe manje ngiyazi ukuthi kuzoba inkinga but singabazali like siqala kanjani futhi le routine ngoba phela sele na like 1 week ukuthi babuyele esikoleni.
I think again try it. It depends as well whether is umntwana with caregivers at the moment or have you gone back to work as a parent. I think again have that conversation with them, prepare them so that they know daily ukuthi what parents usually do or what we do in therapy when we prepare a child for a specific event. You talk about how many sleeps you're going to have. So if it's 7-day or week from now, you just gently count them down, make it a fun activity for them. Maybe you can just tabulate it on a calendar so that daily you together count it down to say on 6 days, there's 6 more sleeps for you to go back to school. kanjalo, kanjalo, until it's still the last day. Because it builds up that anticipation, that excitement, wow, I'm gonna go back to school, I'm gonna see my friends again, I'm gonna go see my teachers, and things are slowly but surely gonna go back to normal. So I think maybe making it fun, just to prepare them. Even when having to pack the school bag, do it with them. Ask them, what can I pack for you for lunch? Do you remember this specific day is coming? How can we make it more fun? So involve them within that task, because remember, yibo abazobebaya back to school. So you're just trying to build up that anticipation for them.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu sisibusisiwe, like kuningi engikufundile namhlanje. Nami sengiyazi ukuthi umfana wami phela ukuthi ngimjwayeze ukuthi hayibo sekufanele ukuthi esikoleni sekukhona indlela engizomsebenzisa ngazo ukuthi angakhohlwa phela ukuthi hayi ukuhlala emakhaya akusiyona daily life. Daily life uyabo ukuthi baye esikoleni. Ngiyabonga kakhulu sisi.
Thank you so much.
Siyazi phela ukuthi ngoba izikolo zizovula nje ezinye ingane esijabulile kodwa ezinye zinokuthuka. Ingane phela kubalekile ukuthi phela ziphephe uma seziya esikoleni, futhi siphinde sigqugquzele nabothisha ukuthi zibeke ilihlo, ngoba phela siyazi ukuthi lesifo lesingakwazi ukusigwema ngokuwasha izandla, siphinde futhi nobwazi mawukhohlela uphinde futhi uthimula kusebenzisa indololwane. It's important to become proactive in your conversations with your children. Check in with them to see how they are doing. Their emotions will change regularly and you need to show them that's okay. Ukubuyela ke phela esikoleni siyazi ukuthi kuyizoba into enzima kakhulu ke phela ezingane zethu ngoba sejwayele ukuhlala emakhaya. Kodwa ke nje okulandelayo ke manje isikhathi sokuthi sithi decoding A to Z, and today I is for isolation. I is for isolation. Kusho ukuthi ke phela ukuziqhelisa kubantu. Masibuya ke khefini ke sobe sikhuluma phela ngodaba libalekile ukuthi ngawo mas preschoolers wethu nawo ayaba yini ne stress, kodwa kwamanje ke asike sizodada ukuthi zithini impendulo zabo.
I like being at school.
In today's Too Young for That, we delve deeper into the complicated world of stress and anxiety. And if preschoolers understand these negative feelings, ozobe siza ke phela ukuthi sizama ukuxazulula lolu daba olubalekile kakhulu ke iyona ke educational psychologist uYolanda Steenbank. Sabona sisonjani?
Ngikhona njani but
ngiyaphila. Ngisacela ungitshele nje sisiyolanda ukuthi ngicela ungihlukanisele anxiety ne stress.
okay. Stress is ngasibona as in a response to an overwhelming situation, right? Whereas anxiety, on the other hand, is actually the reaction to the stress that we feel, right? So, for instance, if an individual is stressed about something, the outcome or the reaction that they'll be feeling could be anxiety as well.
Usho ukuthi ingane ziqala ukuba naso stress from what age?
So basically, you can say from birth, right? Children can, or babies can experience stress because stress is caused by any sort of feeling that a child has towards a situation that is not favorable to them. So babies also have situations whereby maybe the mother is not taking care of the child the way that the child needs to be taken care of. So that would be evoking stress within the child.
Usho ukuthi i-stress noma i-anxiety kuyingane nakhona ngabe usho ukuthi ngabe sibahlukumeza njengokufana kwethu nje nabantu abadala?
Differently, I think akufani ngale ndlela ukuthi ama responses abo afana nawethu. So for instance, when a child is stressed, their reaction won't necessarily mimic the adult's stress, but they go through the same sort of physiological not symptoms, but physiological responses, like the release of cortisol, which is the stress hormone. They also go through the same thing, just like us as adults.
Imaphi-ke mhlambe ama reasons ongasho ukuthi enze ukuthi ingane ibe ne stress ngoba thina siyazi singabantu abadala unokustressa umsebenzi, ustressa umuntu ozwana naye, ustressa ukuthi ingane yakho kwamele esikoleni, ingane ke yona iziphi izinto nje ongasho ukuthi
So it will depend ne ukuthi how old the child is. For instance, if we are starting with the babies, right? We're looking at things like maybe mommy doesn't respond to baby crying in the time that baby needs mommy to respond to the cries, or mommy is stressed herself, so that transfers from a mother to child, the sort of that stress feeling, that anxiety feeling that the mother might be feeling. And as the child grows, maybe towards the toddler stages, it's the separation from mom, or change of situations in the child's surrounding, and other circumstances around the household that are not good for the child could stress the child. And then as teenagers, it's different things. It could be bullying, it could be not keeping up with what is going on around them. It could be social stuff where they don't really relate well with their peers. So it's different things. It could be academics for children, and it differs. The different developmental stages differ in terms of stress.
So usho ukuthi kubaleke kanganani njengomzali ukwazi ukuxoxisana nengane yakho?
Ukubaluleke kakhulu, it's very important. I can't stress how important it is ukuthi parents communicate with their children on a day-to-day basis. In fact, from the time that they start communicating, the kids themselves, you need to have time, which is time with them where you can have age-appropriate conversations about their feelings so that you know where your child is and you're able to support them in their different stages as they develop. Kufana nabantwana toddlers who are starting off preschool and stuff like that, it's so important to communicate about the changes that are going to take place from one setting where they were safe at home to a new environment like a preschool. You need to prepare the child for that. And that requires communication, constant communication.
Ngiyabonga ke sisi Yolanda nami kuningi engikufundile kule conversation yethu ngiyathemba ukuthi nasemakhaya khona phela abakufundile ngoba kubalekile ukuthi izingane zethu sihlezi sisekela sibonisa ukuthi phela simazikhula siyazi ukuthi ikusasa labo liqhakazile. Siyabonga kakhulu sesiwami, sicela ukuthi ukufisela inhlanhla ngomsebenzi wakho. Sithanda ukubonga. Thank you. Ukujwayeza ke ingane ke isasencane ngesikhathi sokulala kubalekile kakhulu ngoba phela mayengasithola isikhathi esanele sokuthi ilale izogcina phela izithole seyine stress. Kubalekile ke phela ukuthi singabazali masibukele omabonakude uma wazi ukuthi ingane yakho seyilelo ungakhohlwa ke phela ukuthi uyishintshe uyifake phela kwi-program ukuthi izokwazi ukuthi mayivuka ekseni ibukele. Added affection can help boost a child's confidence and self-regulation skills, helping them to be more flexible and open to change. Remember that you, as the parent, should always try your utmost best to protect your child. Do everything in your ability to safeguard them from environment, situations, or conversations that might cause unnecessary stress. Okulandelayo ke manje sekuyiso ke lesikhathi esimnandi la khona enginishaphela ngomklomelo ka200 shopping voucher. Umbuzo ke wethu uthi ngwina kanjani, ngungenela kanjani? Buza mina ngitshele wena kalula nje. True or false? Children have less stress when they have a daily routine and sleep well. Into okufanele uyenzeke yona lapha ekhaya ukufaka phela impendulo yakho ku Facebook page yethu. Kungenzeka kube wena ozwenela ke lo mklomelo. Okulandelayo ke sike sizwe phela ukuthi bathini odado.
What stresses me is umuntu makangirasela. Iqhusa ukuthi ngaphumi ngendawo mina ngake dlala besibuya esikoleni.
Sanibonani ke ngiphinde futhi nginamukele kuhlelo lethu elimnandi le Raising Babies 101. Manje ke ngizose nginibonisa phela ukuthi how easy peasy it is to cover school books. Hayi ke ngikhule bengishaya ke lempahla. Okodwa into ebalekile oqala ukuthi ube phela nesikere. Ube nesikere sakho, mawuqeda ube nani? Ube nesellotape. Sizibeka la izinto zethu. Mawuqeda ke sothatha incwadi yakho ibeke eduzana. Uthatha ke icover. Icover ke moyithatha. Funeka phela ukuthi wenze sure ukuthi ilingana ke neexercise. uyayivula-ke ikhava yakho. Hayi bengithwempu kakhulu. Uvaldo nje mekuthiwa hayi sacela ukuthi unikhave incwadi yesikolo hawu ubala kimi ngoba vele ngikhule nje ngizikhavela. Moqeda-ke uyivula phakathi nendawo. Moyivula phakathi nendawo-ke bese ufaka-ke ikhava yakho ngaphakathi. Qeda uyifaka ngaphakathi uyinamathisele kahle ukuthi phela ikwazi ukulingana. Nokuthi-ke futhi phela ibe nithi ungabe nje sukuba nje amafohlofohlo. Uphinde futhi nangapha wenze the same thing. Ungajahi ungatatazeli ngokubalekile phela ukuthi uma ukhavile ukhave into ukuthi umuntu uzothi mayibona ayincome. Moqeda-ke into oyenzayo yini ukuyivala-ke. Moyivala ila ubona khona ukuthi oh okay iyalingana noba ayilingani. Moqeda lapha emakhoneni uyakusogoqa emakhoneni. Goqa emakhoneni qeda ugoqa emakhoneni uyahlanganisa. Qeda ukuhlanganisa wenzani? Uyavala futhi. Uyavala. Moqeda futhi ubuye ukwenza kwelinye iside futhi wenze futhi the same thing emakhoneni uyathatha uyagoqa. Moqeda uyigoqa ngaphakathi. Moyigoqa ngaphakathi-ke kwenzela ukuthi phela uma soyivala ikhava yakho exercise lakho kungabe selifutheka kodwa phela lilale flat phansi. Uyabona-ke? Ngithi ngiyabona. Mawuqeda-ke la sothatha-ke isticker sakho sibalekile phela isticker sakho ukuthi ingane yakho izokwazi phela ukuthi igama layo ukuthi ikwazi ukubona incwadi yayo. Mawuqeda ngizobhala-ke ukuthi ngikhavela ubani uValdo umfana omncane. Khavela umfana wami bhala igama-ke lakhe-ke la Valdo. Hayi-ke mosoqeda-ke lapho sowuza ngani ngeplastic cover. Uthatha iplastic cover-ke uyakwazi-ke nokusebenzisa le. Lena-ke yiyo le yenza ukuthi kube lula kakhulu. Uyibeka phakathi nendawo. Uma uqeda wenzani? Uyifaka phakathi. Uyifaka phakathi iplastic cover yakho. Ngoba phela into ebalekile ukuthi ufuna ukuthi kubuye kahle. Uma uqeda uvula le ngaphakathi uyayifaka. Kodwa uyifaka wenzani-ke? Uyayidonsa. Ungajahi ungatatazeli. Nazo-ke mawuqeda-ke la wenzani-ke kusawuvula-ke la. Phela la ukuthi izokwazi ukwenzani ukunamathela. Yabona? Yavula, yabuya, wenzani? Uyayihlanganisa. Qeda ukuyihlanganisa uyayinamathisela. Uyinamathisela ukuthi ihlale phansi. Ihlale kahle, ibukeke kahle. Uyinamathisele. Azo-ke ngiyabona ngithi nginitshelile ngathi mina hayi uma kukhuluma ngokukhava incwadi hawu ubala lolu it's easy peasy to cover school books nazo.
What does it mean to be scared is ukwesaba uthuke. Kuthi ke sibohambile ngesaba.
Nami-ke nje noba kuthiwa phela ngiyindoda endala kodwa hey uma sekucima ama-lights hawu ngigwala ngena embhedeni ngigijima. Kodwa-ke manje sekuyisokelo sikhathi sithi ukudlala kancane angihambi-ke ngedwa ngihamba no-DJ Monotone ekuyena-ke phela osidansisayo umusic wakhe umnandi ngendlela eyisimangaliso. Monotone kuhamba kanjani?
Hey, my brother, how's it there?
Ngimnandi kakhulu.
Ngimnandi ukuthi
Ungitshela ukuthi kwenzakalani empilweni yakho njengamanje ungitshela.
Hey, as always, busy in studio, making new music, as always, doing projects that are music related. Also busy with my NPO called Arenkhai, which is an initiative to help the youth that are coming up in the music industry, you know, just to teach them the basic of what's going on.
So.
Yeah.
And ngiyazi ukuthi as umuntu kwi-industry kunzima phela ukuthi uphinde ube udaddy uphinde futhi ube uDJ ujagulisha kanjani? Hayi ngoba mina sometimes ngiyastrugglisha ngeke ngikutshela manje.
Hey, honestly, it's not easy because some days and some weekends we are out DJing, and that's when you need that extra time to spend it with your son, you know, show him quality times. But you know when they say where there's a will, there's a way, man. We find a way of balancing work and spending time with our kids, you know.
Kubaluleke kangakanani ukuthi singabobaba sispend isikhathi nezingane zethu?
Important because Banabarona, when we spend time lebone, their behavior, their character is molded and shaped by us. The inspiration, the role model for bone, you know. So that's why most of the time, Habar Lebelete, they walk like us, they talk like us, they behave like us. So it's important to be present because if you're not there, he's gonna pick up that behavior anywhere else in the streets, you know.
Yiphi advice ongayinikeza abodade la ukuthi bayibalekela le responsibility?
So, they are missing out.
Ne?
They are missing out the best moment of their lives, you know. They are missing out, and if they are out there and they are not present, they should make sure that they correct that and be present in their kids' lives.
Alright, before ukuthi uvaya ke manje
Sure.
kune challenge nyane engifuna ukuzwa amandla kanti. And ke ngizokutshela nje ivara abantu abeza la ngihlezi ngibahlula ngihlezi ngiwina.
So usteering wena.
Ngitswempa.
Nhlobo.
Okay, into esizokwenza ke sovula le box. Kule box sina only 1 minute ukuthi sicomplete le task and then okuyena ke ozoyihlanganisa fast kuzobe kuyena ke phela owinile. So manje ke asivule kade ama box wabeke ngala. Hey yo. Ay namhlanje. Namhlanje kushubile namhlanje.
Okay.
Alright, beka ibox lakho ngapha. Okay, isike sifunde ke qala ngizokutshela ukuthi igame izoqala nini. Mina sengiqedile ke. Already? Our 1 minute starts now. Zish. Monotone yazaungazi mfethu. Yazaungazi ukuthi ngithempu kanjani. Bese sikhuluma ngalezi. Ayazaungazi.
Isempandag.
Hayi soke sibone. Soke sibone.
Matsatsi a mangwe but today.
Manje uyangazi mose ukuthi imini ontswempu mfethu usho ukuthini? Ngoba uyangazi ukuthi imini ontswempu. Ungithatha kanjani? Ngithatha kanjani? Madoda kwenzakalani la? Kwenzakalani la?
Okay.
30 seconds left.
Okay.
Ngiyiboni le, wayengayiboni le.
Utatazela ma.
Nazo ke. Hayi khuleka mfana. Ngekuzulunge kakhulu. Izinto zami lezi novaldo uyazi mntwanami ukuthi hayi ithama lami makufika kulezi. Hayi ithama lami lifika kulezi. Bathi 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1 eish. It is fun. How many pieces are what right?
1 2 3.
Yeah. Okay. 1 2. Ayike DJ Monotone ke ungihlulile ke namhlanje nangikho happy ukuthi engihlulekile kodwa ke phela siyazi ukuthi ama puzzles akusiyona ke into elula kodwa ke izingane phela azona zinomqondo osheshayo ziyakwazi ukusheshe zihlanganise ngiyathemba ukuthi nje lo wami umfana mangathiwa ngicomputer naye nje angavele angihlule ngoba nibonela ukuthi uyena uMonotone ohlwinile ke namhlanje ngiphinde ngibongeke kuyivakashi zethu ukuthi zisivakashele ke namhlanje ngiyathemba ukuthi nani lapha emakhaya kuningi ke nikufundile. Thank you for watching Raising Babies 101 the Preschoolers Edition. Igama lami ke uLindo umfana kaSithole uDaddy kaValdo. Sewesikhathi sami sokuthi ngithi chope ngizonibona ngeviki elizayo.